Bring in Tuhin Sinha to respond to the Congress allegations. Tuhin, good morning. We also have representatives from the Congress side of the fence tonight. We also have economists with us, and we have a former diplomat, very senior, Sajjanhar Sahab, who is joining us this morning. Good morning, Saturday morning to everybody. We're all awake and ready. We've been up since 6 in the morning, viewers, getting you the details, the nitty-gritty, the fine print, call it what you want. But I want to go across to Tuhin. Tuhin, first to you. The Congress has once again put out a litany of charges. How do you respond to each one of them? I don't know if you can see what Jairam Ramesh has said, but he's sort of broken it down. First of all, yes, there seems to be in the joint statement a mention to the fact that India will stop procuring Russian oil totally. Now, what we have been doing so far is not procuring from sanctioned entities, which is Lukoil and Rosneft, but have not committed to tying off totally imports from Russia. So how do you respond to that? Because if we are, then the nation needs to know. I can't hear you. I think you're on mute. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, the Congress, can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, go ahead.
The Congress party's reaction essentially is on expected lines. It confirms two things. Number one, they have lost the ability to comprehend important strategic issues, and whenever there is time to celebrate for the country, this Congress party goes into depression. Since you asked about the Russian oil, let me begin with that. You would know that, our decision to purchase, the decision of our oil companies to purchase oil from different countries is based on market factors. In fact, 3 years ago, the purchase of Russian oil was, 2% of the total purchases. So, it varies from time to time. I don't think that should take away from the vast benefits of this deal. And the vast benefits of the deal, if I may quickly enumerate in 3 to 4 points, is that it was...
Just 1 second, just hold your thoughts, because on the oil point, we have just had, I'll come back to you in 30 seconds. I just want to read out this. Hardeep Singh Puri, who's the oil minister of India, has come out and put out a statement right now on Twitter, on X. And he says the interim trade agreement between India and the US is anchored in the shared commitment of our two great nations towards a glorious future under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji and POTUS Real Donald Trump. It will further strengthen the Make in India initiative and open up vast opportunities for our farmers, entrepreneurs, MSMEs, startup innovators, fishermen, and more by generating large-scale direct and indirect employment opportunities, particularly for our youth. As we continue on our journey towards Viksit Bharat, this framework reflects the commitment towards promoting innovation and will further deepen investment and technology partnership between India and the United States. He has retweeted Piyush Goyal, who has put out the India-US joint statement at length. So no mention really of any commitments or no commitments on this particular issue. Mr. Rijiju also, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, has come out and put out a statement. NDA hails the statement, global partnerships reaching new heights. Of course, all of this is now going to rock Parliament further. And Pallavi, coming to you before I bring back Tuhin. Pallavi, how do you assess the statements that are coming out of government? They're focused on 3 or 4 talking points, I think, because those constituencies really matter to the government.
Absolutely. Rahul, see, look, when this trade deal negotiations was beginning with America, there was a multi-level, multi-ministerial committee which was set up, and very strategically. One of the members and the key members who was really consulted a lot was the Agriculture Minister, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, along with Finance Minister, External Affairs Minister, and obviously the Commerce Minister. The focus and the concerns are the same. The concerns which are repeatedly raised within the government and within the BJP also, strategically speaking, was that what is going to happen about our farmers, our dairy industry, but more importantly the small scale industry like gems and jewelry. While all of us are talking about agriculture, I think it is also important to focus on the fact that a lot of care has been taken to ensure that a small sector, labor intensive work sector is also taken care of. Gems, jewelry, footwear, leather, so on and so forth. Therefore, there is a coordinated strategy where all the ministers are coming together and they're putting out a statement, while one lauding the Indo-US trade deal and second pointing out very collectively and collectively that this is a deal which is going to benefit India. Third, what I'm...
is the $500 billion question, if I want to paraphrase Trump there. But Tuhin Sinha, very quickly coming in, and I also want to bring in Kirti Upadhyay, India-US tech affiliation, live with us, founder of Indus Tech from Washington, D.C. So I'm going to come out to her too. Between Sinha, yes, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Enough for us to celebrate so far as the deal is concerned. And instead of getting into speculation, it opens up 30 trillion dollar market for our exporters. The biggest beneficiaries would be our MSMEs. The farm sector completely protected, poultry sector completely protected. In fact, labor-intensive industries, be it leather goods, be it textiles, be it seafood, be it generic pharma, will be the biggest beneficiaries. Over a period of time, aircraft manufacturing parts and auto manufacturing parts will also get 0% tariff for Indian manufacturers. So I think, these are enormous gains. I think the Congress party is consumed by negativity. The Congress party does not know what to say, because at the end of the day, one of the biggest, gains is the comparative tariff percentage, 18% vis-a-vis a higher tariff percentage for all competing manufacturing nations.
Okay.
Moreover, 280 crore of cumulative consumer base. If you combine the population of both the countries. So I think these are enormous gains. The Congress party needs to grow up. Obviously, the reaction of Jairam Ramesh is understandable, because he also needs to deflect from a very sinful activity which the Congress party has indulged in yesterday, which is tying up with the Jamaat. But anyway, that is a different issue. I don't want to get into that. But the Congress will try to run down this deal every which way to deflect attention.
Well, that's the nature of politics, and the government will have to ensure that its communication is spot on and it can combat with facts these particular accusations that are now being made. I just want to go straight across to Tehseen, who's raising his hand. But before I come to you, Tehseen, I know that we have a guest from Washington, D.C. It's very late in the evening there at Washington, D.C., so I don't want to keep her up far too long. So let me just bring in Kirti Upadhyay. Kirti, what do you make of this particular deal? How does it really help in cementing this rather frayed trade relationship?
Year and 10 years of this relationship, but I just want to clarify something, because there's a lot of noise. Firstly, there is the joint statement which states that the reciprocal tariff will go down from 25 to 18%, but it does not give an indicative date on when that'll happen. So I foresee that in the next few days, with an executive order, that'll happen. The second thing is the executive order that President Trump has issued on the modifying Russia tariffs. Now, that's the one that goes into effect tonight. And yes, that is conditional on India directly or indirectly not buying Russian oil. Secondly, on agriculture, I think, again, if you look at those products, those are not human consumption products. Those are products for animal feed or ethanol production, or certain fruits and processed fruits, which anyway India was importing or India does not produce. Thirdly, I think in terms of sectors, you've listed a lot of sectors, but if we just stick to the joint statements, then the sectors that will benefit are generics, pharma generics, automotive components, and the Section 232 tariffs. Those are the steel, copper, and aluminium tariffs for aircraft and aero components. Finally, I would like to say that, this is still just the overall framework. We have to wait till March, when the BTA first tranche will come. So, it's step by step. We first had the tweet that gave us an overall framework. Now we have the joint statement and, the Russia modifying tariffs. But let's hold our horses here and wait for more details to come in March and so on.
Kirti Upadhyay, on this question that the Congress keeps raising about India trading away its strategic autonomy, where do you weigh in on that, looking at this framework agreement?
Well, I'm not going to take any political sides, but I'll just say that, look, at this, when we're looking right now, India has finalized just in the past few years 8 FTAs. India has total 22 FTAs, and India is negotiating 11 more FTAs. As India becomes a stronger and bigger economy going towards that 5 trillion mark and more, it has to open up, right? And there are going to be certain trade-offs. We can't say that, opening up or not doing trade deals is something that's going to be bad for the economy. I think free trade is always good. And even if you look at President Trump's approach, it's all about reciprocity. When you look at the joint statement, it says right there, reciprocal trade, and mutually beneficial. So I think rather than seeing who's winning and losing, we should see that this is a trade deal that's a win-win for both those countries, right? I mean, President Trump is a tough negotiator, but Prime Minister Modi is nothing less, right? So I think let's focus on the positive. Let's see that this has been a long journey for 19 years. It's been 19 years since we first spoke about a trade deal between the two countries. Under President Trump's first term, we came very close to a trade deal. But if you'll remember, Rahul, back then, we were still talking about a mini trade deal. So the very fact that we're talking about an all-encompassing, complex BTA today, it's an achievement. The very fact that India has 22 FTAs and has 11 more over there that it's negotiating, and a trade deal with the United States of America, I think it's something worth really celebrating.
Okay, well, I would go with that sentiment simply because, viewers, over the last 10 months or so, it appeared that this overhang of this trade wrinkle was going to impact the larger relationship. And that was the real worry.